You cannot have corn without the cob. You cannot have Mariah without the carry. And you cannot have a kitchen without a drunk gay weirdo in it. Welcome back to Tipsy Kitchen, a show on tonight's episode of Tipsy Kitchen. It's all about treating that meat perfectly. Keeping it nice and firm but tender. Keeping it juicy, keeping it wet. Keeping it edible. I'm making a pork tenderloin, but we're getting abstract with it. I'm adding some garlic toast, some Texas toast, whatever you want to call it, Texas. Some penne pasta, my own kind of like diced tomato topping thing. Sometimes I wonder why I am not on television, and then I watch my shows again after I film them. Stay tuned. Tonight's episode is going to include just a few awesome ingredients, super cheap ingredients. Salt, pepper, what? We're gonna need chicken broth for the roux that I'm making later, the weird sauce thing. Free range, because that's a thing, and low sodium, because I don't want to die earlier than what I'm probably going to. A whole stick of butter, just in case. Petite diced tomatoes. I'm cheaping out tonight because I forgot to get tomatoes. Probably about a cup and a half of penne pasta. Wine glass, make sure you fill it up. You're gonna need a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of flour, some Frank's Red Hot, and a little bit of sriracha. You're gonna need some green onions, some shallot. I don't know why I said that in a share voice. To top the aperitif later on. And a little bit of jalapeno to make it worse for my butthole later. And some onions. So what we're going to do with this onion, while the tenderloin is cooking, I am going to cook up this onion in a brown sugar mix. Get it caramely and sugary. And our star of the night, heaven help us, is a girthy, meaty piece of pork tenderloin who has been marinating in a little bit of teriyaki and salts and peppers. Oh, God, I am bulging and I've drank too much tonight. Anyways, stay tuned. We're gonna get this bad boy cooked up first, since it's gonna take the longest, and it's the most expensive part at about $8, just depending on your local butcher. So we're gonna cook this bad boy for about 45 minutes at 350 with a lid. Stay tuned, let's get weird, let's fill that wine up. Okay. So, I have about 8 minutes left in that pork tenderloin, supposedly. We'll find out. I have some water boiling here. I am going to go ahead and... Ooh, yes, make it rain. Some penne pasta. We're going to let that boil up here while the tenderloin finishes up. Also, I'm going to get some butter in this little saucepan here. And I'm going to start caramelizing those onions with some brown sugar and a little bit of butter. Oh my god, Daniel, you're sexy. Thank you. Tell everyone. While the noodles are almost done boiling here, the meat is almost ready. I have about a tablespoon and a half of butter. Your butter under there. Getting ready to saute these regular white onions. I know. Dan, why you gotta be white? They're plentiful and wanted to get rid of it, and that's why. So we're gonna let this saute up a little bit. I used a whole white onion here. And then once this starts to emulsify, caramelize, I'm gonna add roughly 2 tablespoons, maybe 3, of brown sugar. Let's see what happens. So I've drained this beautiful penne pasta. And I have added about two tablespoons of beautiful brown sugar into this onion buttery mess. We're gonna let this emulsify. We'll see what happens. Yeah, maybe it'll be good. Pork tenderloin is done, supposedly. Let's take a look here, shall we? Shall we? That pork tenderloin is done at about 175 internal on a thick end. What? Thick end, bitches. Yeah. Anyways, you do want your pork or lamb products to at least be at 170 there in the center or the thickest part of your meat, just to kill any bacteria. So we're gonna let this rest probably for about 5-10 minutes. Let it keep its moisture. Yeah. So I am caramelizing these bad boys super well. They are coming along. Look at that stain on my stove. It's like I filmed an OnlyFans here. But I didn't. I don't got no fans that would do that with me. Anyways, we're gonna let these caramelize up a little more to keep them nice and sweet. So while we get the sweet ready, I'm gonna get the spicy diarrhea section of my recipe kicked off with some of that broth and the roux and the yes. So these beautiful bad boys boiled up enough. I'm letting them kind of soak a little bit on a low heat. Get another saucepan ready. We're going to add probably a tablespoon of butter. We're going to add roughly a half a cup of chicken broth, or roughly a half a cup of flour. A little less is totally fine. Once that kind of sticks together and gets sticky looking and weird and thick, like me, throwing in some diced tomatoes, throwing in some salt and pepper to season, and then we're gonna start mixing in the red hot and the sriracha flavorings. Ooh, girl, it's about to get good. So I had the roux nice and thick, ready to go. Had to add in just a little more chicken broth. So right now I moved this up to a low-high temperature, roughly a 6 or 7 on your stove, just to start blending everything together. I'm also going to start adding the sriracha and the Frank's Red Hot to get that red coloring back into this dish. And then we're going to slice up this bad boy. As you can tell, I have sliced the ends off of this meat because I have eaten some of it. Stay tuned. Rest of everything happening, I put that penne back into that hot sauce mixture of love, and damn, it tastes good. I have some garlic bread in the oven at 350 for about another 4 minutes, originally 7 minutes to start. The caramelized onions are coming together beautifully. It's time to play with meat. Oh my god. Look at that meat. Oh my god. I have some of it in my mouth right now because it's so big. Ooh, like a penguin in church. I am sweating because penguins don't belong in church. They belong outside. Typically in lower temperature areas. So I've finished everything. I brought it all together. It looks delicious. So let's take a look. Let's go through it, shall we? And here you have it, folks. My oven roasted garlic bread to perfection. Still a little soft, good to cut through. So that penne pasta. Ooh, with that Frank's and sriracha all over it. Some pork tenderloin cooked to perfection. As you can see, I bit out of that one. Garnished with some green onions or shallots, some jalapenos. So let's add a little bit of those caramelized onions. Let's get a good little look at this sexy little bitch. And just for the fuck of it all, onions caramelized in a bath of brown sugar to offset some of that spice. Look at it. Oh my god. I'm normally sexually aroused by food, but like, I'm gonna marry this one. So there you have it, weirdos. Another great dish prepared by a great bitch. Bish? Damn it, I meant to say bish. Either way, play on words. Stay tuned for next week when I do another episode of Tipsy Kitchen. Maybe shirtless. I don't know. Who knows? It'll be my birthday. I'll probably be so gone. I'll probably make some coco bang. Stay tuned. Subscribe if you like. Comment if you don't. Because then I'll read those comments on like a 10-year anniversary show. JK. And if anyone out there is interested in me, I pay by the pound. So you better have a wallet. Stay weird, stay beautiful, stay sexy. We're all sexy. Stay emulsified in brown sugar. I don't care. Be weird.